Welcome to the Casual Experience.
Hello, casuals. You're welcome to the Casual Experience Show, a show for the casuals where we give you exciting MMA news and we just gist about fights. And on this episode, we're here to talk about the UFC London that just wrapped up. And I'm with my friend Wale, as usual, a father.
I did, as usual.
You don't sleep, so have you been able to catch some rest?
I mean, how much sleep can an adult get?
Have you? And did you watch most of the fights? It was an early card.
I lost track of time. Like I didn't time the fight. So in my head, I was thinking it's the usual 3-ish. So I was lucky to wake up during the Kevin Nolan fight. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was glad that
was the fight you woke up to.
I didn't wake up after Sean Brady had won.
Oh wow!
And I was very disappointed.
As in the Sean Brady fight. What was your what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's Sean Brady.
mean-
Like I predicted Sean Brady was going to win second round. Like I was even disappointed in Sean Brady that he took it to fourth round.
Yeah.
Like I was very disappointed. I thought Sean Brady was going to win second round because I mean, it's Leon Edward.
Yeah.
It's not as if he's somebody. He doesn't have Leon does not have that dog in him. You know, he's a decent striker. You know, he has clean striking.
Yeah.
But he looks like, you know, those kind of people that used to get bullied, then they went to, you know, a dojo to learn how to fight.
Yeah.
But still, within them, they don't have that
They don't have
fighter
it.
in them.
Yes.
He quits too early. When he's been dominated, you can see it.
Even in his body language,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He doesn't have that go get it attitude. Like, you know. So it was always
And
going
it
to be
seems
Sean
now
Brady.
like that go get it moment was just that one moment against Usman.
I mean, that moment against Usman was not a go get it moment. It was
His
try
moment.
it. It was just a like it was an anomaly. It wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But it happened. It's not as if he was checking Usman to. He has not been trying. He had not been trying it all the rounds.
Yeah.
Like he just did it once and it worked.
It worked.
You understand? So I feel it was like a fluke. You understand? It
And-
was like a fluke and it worked.
Yeah.
You understand?
For me, what I saw in that fight is like Brady knew he was going to win regardless. He didn't just want to win by decision. That he knew that there's nothing Leon was going to
He
do.
wanted to dominate
Yes.
Leon because I think the first round I don't think Brady shot any takedown in the first round.
No, towards
and,
the end of the
and
round,
Brady
though.
still won the first round.
Yes.
they stood up.
Him.
They stood up in the first round and Brady won.
Yeah.
You understand? So Brady showed him that okay, I can do
strike
this
too.
with you, and I can take you to where you can do nothing.
Yes.
Brady was taking him down at will. I'm sure that if the fight continued to fifth round, he might have taken him down maybe 5-6 more times, and nothing would happen.
Man, he showed class.
I mean-
because it was one submission attempt to the other. He started threatening with the guillotine in the third round.
Yeah.
When they were transitioning, he was threatening him with the kimura too when he put his head under his hand.
was it the third round or second round that immediately the fight started? He shot. I think it was the third round.
Yeah.
Immediately the fight started, he just shot a Kamzat like takedown, and I was like, this guy is just he's
Stop
just
playing
messing with Leon.
Just toying
At
with
this
him.
point, he's toying with Leon.
Yes.
Because I mean,
Even when they were announcing the winner, Jason Herzog, the referee, before he lifted his hand, he looked at Brady and was like,
Yeah, unanimous.
outstanding performance. Like he out grappled him, he out wrestled him. I'm sure he even out struck him. There was not even any doubt about it. It was just a wonderful, like he wanted to up the performance on Leon that Belal had. You know, when he finished, he went to meet.
he said he
Dillian
had a
Whyte.
better fight than Bilal. I think I watched his post-fight interview and he was saying that nobody can really say because with Bilal and Leon, I think it was 3-2. Or it was going to be, if they were going to judge it, the fight would have ended like 3-2.
Like a
or,
split
yeah. That's what he was saying. But he won all the rounds against Leon.
Yeah.
And he dominated Leon everywhere. Leon could not even strike. Leon could not do this. So
Leon kept saying he didn't know that Brady is as small as he was, and all before his pre-frame conference fights, all his interviews he was having, he kept talking about Belal, and I was so particular about it that guy, you don't know the kind of killer you have in your front.
I don't think Bilal can survive Sean Brady. I won't even lie to you.
Those are the two best fighters.
I went
right
back. I went back to check his fight against Gilbert Burns. You understand?
Yeah.
He did not win Gilbert Burns because Gilbert Burns was a bad fighter. He just showed up with an edge on that night. He did that extra thing needed to win the fight.
Yeah.
You understand? There were times when during the exchange with Gilbert Burns,
Yeah.
you know, they were having Gilbert was having some success, and Brady was looking like he was run out. And he still kept taking Gilbert down,
yeah.
holding him down. You know, Gilbert has good ground game too.
Yes.
You understand? And if you can take somebody like that down and keep him down, you know, ruffle him and make him tired.
You could even say
You understand?
looks bigger than him. Like Brady.
Respect to Bilal for, you know, upping his game, you know, since he lost to Usman, he has, you know, gone to improve sharpen his skills and all those things. It looks like he strikes much cleaner now. He takes you down with more efficiency and all those things. But I still think he doesn't have that dog. He cannot engage in a dog fight. It's one thing to be a clinical fighter. It's one thing to be a dirty fighter. And 9 out of 10 times, I'll back a dirty fighter over a clinical fighter.
Yeah.
Because when skills don't work anymore, it is the will to die that wins you fight.
Yeah.
You understand? Israel's skill did not win him that Gastelum fight.
No.
It was his will to die in the fight. It is the dog. I don't think Bilal has that dog in him.
When it comes
to somebody like Sean Brady
entering into deep waters.
Yeah.
I feel they are the best two welterweights right now on the planet. Like that they can cancel each other out. And I don't feel that they should give Shafkat the fight when he comes back, the title fight. I think Brady deserves it over him. Don't you think?
Well, Brady has done well for himself, but it depends on the timing. Brady is also an injury-prone person. You understand? He might come tomorrow now and you'd hear that he has broken one rib or broken one this or broken that. If the timing of Shafkat's recovery matches with or does not match with Brady's recovery, and Brady is available when Bilal is ready to fight, I think they will give it to Brady.
That's assuming Belal
they won't
JDM.
wait. They won't wait for
Belal JDM is on. He's on. Are you already just overpassing JDM already? Are you just saying Belal is going to just win?
Let's say Belal wins JDM.
Yeah.
You understand? Let's say Belal wins JDM. I think Bilal would win JDM.
Yeah.
But
there's another school of thought that says that are saying that JDM should, even when he loses against
should
Belal,
fight Sean Brady first. No.
That's going to be a replica of how
Leon lost his belt against Bilal. Did he lose another fight after? Did he fight somebody else after Bilal?
You mean Leon?
Leon.
He fought Kobe.
Was it Kobe?
Yes. After he lost his belt. No,
it wasn't Kobe. He has not fought anybody. So he lost his belt and he dropped to number one
Kobe
contender.
Was his defense, yes.
You know, immediately you lose your belt, you drop to number one contender.
Yes,
unless you lose another fight after.
That's right, yeah.
You understand? So Sean Brady just defeated the number one contender.
Yeah.
And even in the fight, the commentators said it that how does it feel to be the number one in the world? The number one contender in the world.
Yeah.
You understand? So already he's a number one contender. His next fight has to be a title fight.
I feel Leon has just lost himself. Like since that his 11 win streak, he's forgotten. Then he had, he lost his fight.
I want another fight. Leon Usman.
He lost his fight against Usman before he went on that tier of wins, right?
Yeah.
And those tiers of wins were majority of them. 10 over 11 of them were just decision. Then he had the headshot moment. Then all of a sudden, I think in his head, he just feels that he's a knockout
guy.
He's a knockout artist. Can't you see he kept trying to throw an elbow against Brady when Brady was coming in? And
I like that. That would have been effective.
He caught him
because
a couple of times.
when they were in any clinch moment,
Yeah.
when they are trying to untangle or disengage, he makes sure that he follows it up
with an elbow,
with a strike, whether an elbow or he doesn't want a clean disengagement. He likes following it up with something.
Yeah.
And I think one caught Brady by the eye. I think I saw. I think as early as round 1, I saw blood in Brady's eyes.
Yes.
So
an uppercut to cut him, but he just ate everything. That guy came with a purpose. Like since it seems now for Brady, his stars are aligned. He's from Philly. He's from Philadelphia, right?
And the
Philly boys, they won their Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. This Philadelphia Eagle, right? They won the Super Bowl on the day that his daughter was born. And he's been enjoying the whole fatherhood moment until they gave him this fight that he didn't want. Like, he didn't want to travel. He wanted it, but he didn't want to travel. The only reason why he said he would travel is so that he could
prove to everybody that Leon is nothing.
Yes. And he finished him and went straight to Dana White. And the only thing he was telling Dana White there was that, like, the rematch against Belal, you're going to see that I'm the man in this division. Joe Rogan, I was watching this his review of the fight. He has in his studio they watch the fight live, and you could see him when he caught Leon that 4th round. All of them in the fighters, they were like, "It's finished, it's done, it's finished, it's done." Wow. And now, what's next for Leon now? Would he now start fighting down?
Of course. I mean, I think if they want to honor him on his way down, he might fight somebody.
On his way down.
Of course.
On his way down.
He might fight because Usman is still ranked maybe 2nd or 3rd in that division.
Do we want to say Leon Edwards 4?
I mean, Usman and Leon Edwards would always sell.
But it's not.
It won't be the main event.
The third fight wasn't as entertaining and as expectant as we thought it was going to be.
But it doesn't have to be the main event.
Yeah.
You understand? It could be like a backup to a main event. If somebody like, let's say, Tuporia and Islam were to fight, you're telling me that Leon and Usman would not be good on that same card. A 3-round fight.
That's true, though. But do you think Usman will want to fight him? We're checking the rankings yesterday now. He's number 1 now. Brady will be taking the number 1 from him. So let's say he will be ranked 2.
No, he has to drop to like 3 because there is
Shafkat is there.
There is Shafkat there.
And there's JDM there.
There are people yet to lose.
There.
He might even drop to number 4. I think they said the rankings will be out on Monday or Tuesday.
Yes, the new rankings will be out. And for Brady, what do you think is next?
Title shot. What else?
Title shot, a shot there.
If he takes any other fight that is not title shot, I mean, his management should be blamed or should be criticized. Yes. He shouldn't take any other because he has done it. He's not ducking fights. You understand? He has shown that he wants the tough fight. So why?
How about Buckley and Leon? Buckley is 6th.
Buckley is actually a very good guy in that division.
But he's been calling out Usman.
Of course, Usman
is 3rd.
Usman does not need a Buckley fight. Buckley needs the Usman fight. It's the UFC. Now, if Usman decides that, okay, after all I've done in this division, I don't want to take any fight that does not appeal to me. He's in his right to do that. People like Pure, they are ranked in their division. People like Geji, they are ranked in that. They don't take just any fight. They take fights that appeal to them. Even if it means if it means fighting the same people repeatedly, they take only fights that appeal to them.
I think in that division, Usman is in more of a limbo than Leon Edwards. Because
why?
Leon Edwards now, you're saying they will be honoring him down.
Only Leon Edwards has beaten him in that division.
You mean Usman?
Yes.
But then, if they don't fight, who does Usman fight? Leon has more options of fights. He has Buckley to fight, who is 6th, and a striker. I favor him. He has Gary. He could fight Gary.
I think somebody like Gary and Usman would be good. Like, I think Gary and Usman would be good for both of them. You understand?
If Usman is 3rd and Gary is 7th.
No, Gary and Usman. Gary actually has the skill. He just doesn't have the opportunity yet. Just like Buckley.
Yeah.
Buckley is 6, not because he's a bad fighter,
Yeah.
but he has not had the opportunity to fight upward. You understand?
Yeah.
You need to realize, like when Kamzat was ranked maybe 8th or 7th in his division, nobody wanted to fight him.
I think Buckley would take the Leon's fight at a heartbeat.
Buckley would beat Leon.
But Leon would see Buckley's
Buckley
fight.
has intensity that Leon cannot survive.
Yeah, but Buckley will see Leon will see
Buckley's fight as a redemption.
Like as a more favorable fight than giving him a wrestler or a grappler.
Does he have the intensity?
He has a striking ability.
You know, people that succeed against Leon are people that you eat and they keep coming. Like
Yes.
people that you eat and they keep coming. Leon easily loses his soul, his spirit. He doesn't want the fight to continue. If he strikes you 1, 2, 3 times and you don't take any backward step, then he gets scared. You can see it in his eyes when he goes to a corner.
It must be frustrating being his corner man or being his corner.
It is hard to motivate him.
Yeah, you can see even in the way he fights when they are dominating him. You can see the discouragement in him. You don't see him.
So when he fights a dog, he has a problem.
Yes. Wow. We are wishing him the best. And
I don't wish him the best on this. I wish him the worst. I wish him the worst because he won Usman by chance, and he became proud and pompous and started acting like he was the guy.
Moment. It was just his moment.
No, which kind of moment?
It was his moment. He defended the belt twice now
against Usman.
And the
I blame
Colby.
Usman for that split decision.
And against Colby. Yeah, he didn't.
I blame Usman.
Yeah, he didn't
do enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for the co-main, Jan Blachowicz and Carlos Ulberg.
Yeah, another interesting fight. Like, before the fight, I was wondering how it would go because I had my doubts about Ulberg. You understand? It's not as if, I knew he had it, but I had my doubts. But from the beginning of the fight, I saw that Blachowicz was hunting to knock him out. You understand? Blachowicz was not fighting any technical or any drilled fight. He was just waiting that, okay, just come into any unsafe distance and I'm knocking your lights out. Whereas Ulberg was there to entertain. He was picking him apart. He was picking him. And I said from beginning that if this goes to decision, Ulberg is winning.
Yeah.
But there might be a knockout if Ulberg is not careful. Because, he was fighting with his back to the... initially, if you watch the fight, Blachowicz kept cutting him off, wanting to catch him with his back to the fence. And people like Blachowicz, Pereira, Romero, people that, they like caging you and knocking you out. You don't allow them catch you with your back to the fence.
Yeah.
You understand? Ulberg was making that mistake in the first round. I think it was corrected by his corner. They told him. He started going at... if you watch the fight progress towards the end of second round and beginning of the third, you'll see that Ulberg was going at Blachowicz more. He was finding successes in exchanges, where he was making Blachowicz miss, and he was not just making him miss, he was following it up with something. You understand? So that in any exchange, he makes sure that he tags Blachowicz one way or the other.
Yeah.
So Blachowicz, conscious of that, started moving back too. You understand? So he fought a good fight, and I think he has a good chance in that division.
For me, I noticed two apparent differences between the fights of Blachowicz and Israel and Blachowicz and Ulberg. He corrected a lot of mistakes that Israel made. When Jan Blachowicz and Israel was fighting, the leg kick, Israel kept kicking outside the calf that Blachowicz was checking.
Yeah.
He kept checking the leg kick. Do you notice Carlos Ulberg never threw one single outside kick? He kept kicking inside. He kept kicking inside. And he didn't for any reason engage. There were just two apparent differences. One, he was a faster fighter. He was seeing every punches that
Blachowicz was throwing, and he was able to move away before it.
And Blachowicz was so slow. I think he didn't look bad. He didn't look bad for being out for 2 years.
Did you notice that Ulberg was initially finding it hard to check the left
damaged that kick.
Jan's
His leg.
kick,
left leg.
kick. Yeah,
His left
because
leg was crap.
I think Blachowicz understood that. Okay,
He was trying to demobilize him.
Blachowicz weight was in his front leg.
Yeah.
So it was harder for him to move it.
Yeah.
Ulberg's weight was in the hind leg because he was fighting leaning back.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's easier for him to check the lead leg. You understand? You can easily check the leg that you're not leaning on. When your weight is on a particular leg, you have to shuffle to the other leg before you can check. But it might be too late.
Yeah.
You understand? So for Ulberg to be able to successfully check the left leg because it had gotten damaged, he switched to southpaw.
I feel it's because of the damage on the left leg.
He switched to southpaw and kept the left in front. You understand? So it was easier for him to check the left leg because now his weight was resting on the right.
Yeah.
You understand? I felt it was a very good adjustment he made during the fight.
But for a 42-year-old man that has been out for 2 years with injuries and surgeries and all, he didn't look bad. Blachowicz, did he?
He looked slow.
He's always been slow.
He looked extra
slow,
because if you check that Israel fight, as fast as Israel was, their striking was close.
Now waiting,
you understand?
Now.
Their striking was close. Like he had some successes in the exchange with Israel as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, and Israel is a lighter and faster person than Ulberg. I don't know about now. I think Israel is now slow.
So now Ulberg now with his win, you probably put him in 3.
I want him to fight Yuri.
Yuri Prohaska.
Yeah.
That would be a bomber now because Yuri no move back a single bit.
I want him to fight Yuri.
And Yuri is just number 2. Alex is 1. Yuri 2.
I think the fight against Yuri will be interesting.
It makes more sense.
Yeah.
Why not Yamahil? Yamahil seems to be a safer fight for him.
No.
UFC might want to give him Yamahil.
I feel for his if he beats Yamahil, he still has to fight Yuri.
Like a prominent
he still has to fight Yuri.
That will give him recognition.
You understand?
Right?
Because Yamahil just made us think that he's a hype train that got washed in a very short period of time.
Yuri wants Alex Pereira. I don't know his fascination with Alex Pereira.
I think I understand.
Off him.
I think I understand people like that. Like if there is a mountain you are struggling to climb and you keep slipping down, you know the fighter in you, he has the fighter in him that is battling him. His spirit is not having good sleep. He's not having good rest because he's feeling like, if I'm able to, like, there's nothing I can't do. You understand?
Yeah.
I must be able to do this. You know. I think it's going to take a lot, even after he loses the next fight. If there's a next fight with Alex Pereira, even after he loses,
why are you saying after
he
he
will
loses?
No, I'm assuming now
Okay.
that even if he loses a next fight with Alex Pereira, he will still go back home thinking that is it this that I did not do? Is it that I did not do? He might start training takedowns.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
You might start training takedown, thinking that that's the only way to beat this guy. So,
and for Blachowicz, I mean, him just coming after from a 2-year layoff, and he relatively performed well aside from his apparent.
He's going to fight downwards.
Who do you think he fights?
He's not fighting
round 3.
Let him fight
Yuri.
Yamahil.
Yeah.
I think they both stylistically would.
And they are just 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Blachowicz is 3, Yil is 4.
I think stylistically they are more of a fit.
Yeah.
I think Yuri and because Yuri also has some awkward.
And
movements.
I said Yil in his own way would not fight a backward fight the way Ulberg fought.
Exactly.
He would want. He would feel he can knock him out.
Exactly. Yil and Blachowicz, knockout artist, and Yuri and Ulberg, strike artists.
Similar,
so I feel their fights are more similar than from the view of a fan. You understand? From the perspective, I want fights that excite me.
Yes, and that's what the UFC always put up.
So
we even this Leon Sean Brady's fight, we predicted it months ago and said
that was dead on arrival now.
Yes,
that was dead on arrival. I'm sure Leon knew before the fight that he was losing as well, because he didn't show me anything that suggested that he thought he was going to win the fight.
Yes.
So
That
He was
is-
not even moving confidently. You know, when he wanted to fight Usman the second fight, any small opportunity, he looked at the camera, he would do something like this.
Yes,
Bam,
headshot,
headshot.
yes.
You know, he was confident going into the Usman's fight.
He was in his.
But he wasn't showing me all that.
No.
Eh,
And then our third fight, our regular fighter, or the person that seems to fight as much as the Danby fighters, Kevin Holland and Gunnar Nelson.
I think, regardless of the fact that Kevin, I think I saw his record. He has out of 27 fights, I think he won about 14.
Yes.
Which means he has lost about 13.
Yes.
He has about 2 no contest or thereabout.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact figures. He has lost almost as much fight as he has won in the UFC. Yet he's a very important fighter for the UFC because he doesn't turn down fights.
Yes.
You understand?
And the
He's
fans
always
likes him.
Yeah, he's always ready
Yes.
to come, and it tries to show out. No matter how bad the fight is for him,
Yeah.
he tries to show out. He
Yes.
tries to do something. He doesn't stop talking.
See,
He doesn't.
I see what you mean when you were saying Leon wasn't showing anything. Remember Kevin Holland and Kamzat's fight?
Kamzat
Even as
was beating him.
following
He was still trash
He was
talking.
still trying to
Exactly. He was still trying to do something. You understand?
Leon just gave up underneath.
Leon was just there,
Yeah.
lying lifeless.
Even when Gunnar Nelson took Holland down, he was throwing.
Holland
elbow.
was still
He was
shooting.
throwing elbow from
Exactly.
under, still trying to-
Yeah.
He was trying a lot.
So that's what I mean when I say a fighter does not have that dog in them. When all your skills have failed you, it is your will that remains in the fight.
But we can't even ask what's next for Kevin Holland because.
You might still fight somebody unranked, unnamed, just to keep a
when
card
Bisbee
going.
was asking him what's up, he said if they will give him 185 next week, he's going to fight.
Of course, they won't give him. I mean, there is the aspect of health. There is the safety procedure.
No, he came out unscared. He didn't have it. In his post, he said he didn't have it.
He might not know because of adrenaline.
But they've done it before. They've done it with Kamzat. They gave him 2 fights in 2 weeks.
Kamzat's fight is different from Kevin's fight. First, note that one. Kamzat wins in first round. Like majority of Kamzat's win.
Yeah.
First round, without the opponent
Doing anything.
throwing as much as a single punch. You understand?
Yeah. So you can
say, okay, Kamzat can.
But this one went 3
But
rounds.
Kevin went 3 rounds against somebody that had some successes in striking against
Yes.
him. He has to do some scan to check if he's fit and all those things.
Gunnar Nelson just looked slow with his character. You know, he fights like Steven Wonderboy. And he's always been that UK fan, or that UK fan.
Has Wonderboy and Kevin Holland not fought before?
No, they've not fought. They've not fought. Yes, I saw this going to be such an exciting match.
They should.
They've not given him. Have they given him Kevin Holland? No,
They should.
I don't think so.
I think it's a good fight to make.
Kevin Holland and
Wonderboy.
Wonderboy.
I think it's a good fight to make.
And just let's in the card yesterday, many underdogs won. Kevin Holland was an underdog.
Was Sean Brady an underdog?
No, Sean Brady was the
But
favorite.
Ulberg was an underdog.
No, Ulberg was not the underdog. Ulberg was the favorite. I mean, in the early cards, Chris Duncan was the underdog. Nathaniel Wood, that UK guy, was the underdog against the French guy, that Morgan Cherry, the guy that had that big monkey tattoo on his back.
I said, I woke up late.
Yes,
I woke up for the.
But the fight I didn't agree with. I didn't agree with was the Jahabat and Chris Padilla.
How did they end?
It was a decision. But if you watch the fight, I don't know what it.
That's not the first fight that I mean. There was the last UFC the last card. This Brazilian guy, this young guy, Meron Santos.
Yes.
They gave him decision victory. He wasn't supposed to win that fight. If you go back to watch that fight, I think UFC. I don't want to allege. I think allegedly. Let me put. How do I put that in that I'm not liable for defamation?
Disclaimer.
Allegedly, I heard that some people within the UFC place certain amount of bet on certain fighters, so those fighters win regardless.
Even the fighters bet. They can't only bet against themselves. They can't bet on and against themselves. Like all fighters.
I think maybe some judges bet against some fighters and those fighters just find a way to win. That was a
crazy decision. Jayabat clearly won that fight, in my opinion. And
no be today, just the happen.
And just we have our I don't know what's happening with the heavyweight division. our own beloved John Jones now is now becoming the prime arch nemesis of that division, saying that he needs 6 months to be able to fight Thomas Aspinall. And Joe Rogan was saying yesterday in his podcast that like they need to give John Jones an ultimatum to fight him.
I think the UFC is pampering John Jones too much. They feel
the UFC or Dana White.
Dana White, UFC. What's the difference?
I feel if every other person begins to raise hell, Dana White will.
Dana White is not the person that any other staff can stand up against.
Not staff. I mean the board. Like they are. It's two guys. What are these is two other guys now that match.
Does Dana White look like somebody that can be bullied or cornered?
So what happens? What happens
if his opinion is going to be? If he has an opinion about something, do you think he's somebody that majority votes will corner?
Now, what happens with the heavyweight division? Tom was in the arena yesterday. I could hear everyone shouting, "Fuck John Jones."
I feel the UFC and Dana White, let me put it that way, they are protecting and pampering John Jones too much. You understand? Ngannou did not have this privilege.
No.
You understand? Even all the side issues. Yeah, all the issues aside, Ngannou did not have this privilege. You understand? As a champion, you need to fight once a year, at least once a year. You have not fought in how long? And you're asking for 6 months to prepare.
Have you heard of
the max is 3 months that I know.
An interim champion defending interim belts?
No, it's stupid.
No, I mean Tom defended.
I'm saying it's stupid. Like once you get an interim, there should be a unification bout.
Yes,
you understand.
And Tom is saying he doesn't care shit about John Jones. The only reason why he keeps mentioning it is because he's with the belt. Mm-hmm. Like if any other person was with the belt, he won't care less about that. He doesn't care about John Jones' legacy or anything. That he just wants to fight.
And it is affecting Aspinall in a way because
the guy is
when
prime.
Aspinall retires and they say, "Oh, how many title fights?" How many title defenses?
Yes.
Are they going to count the interim defenses?
Yes.
With the unification defenses?
Do you know fighters now are even now supporting him now? DC was telling him that he needs to now be ultrally rude against John Jones. I mean, I feel John Jones is just playing a game.
John Jones is just waiting for him to just lose interest and focus.
Intentionally frustrating everybody that waiting I won't do now. She let me get the belt. Let me go tell him I did already.
And depending on what is on John Jones' contract, how many fights is left on John Jones' contract with UFC?
But you understand? What he's saying is,
if it is just one fight left on his card,
he has more than one fight.
I'm saying that if it is one fight, then the UFC is at his mercy.
Yeah,
you understand. But if he has more than one fight,
now what the issue now will be a renegotiation. If that was the issue, I feel.
But if they are negotiating, he will still have the upper hand because they are the one coming to meet him to renegotiate.
Regardless, he still wants a fuck you money. He says he wants the kind of money that if he loses or win, it won't matter to him. That so if he loses,
he wants how much? 100 million, 50 million?
I'm sure it's in the mark of 40 to 50.
It will take 20 if they give him 20.
McGregor has done it before, and I feel
in the UFC.
John Jones Aspinall is like the top.
They are giving him 20. They are giving him 20.
If
they give him 20M and pay-per-view cut, I mean, he will continue to get that forever. He should take 20 mil
at the detriment of him losing. If he loses, the card.
If they strip him of the belt,
they won't do that now. You see, nobody they talk Dana White and his powers.
I mean, the problem is Dana White now. See.
Now next week card also we are also having a fight week next week. Moreno, Steve Ozag.
Brandon Moreno.
Yes, Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, this Ozag is one awkward but
the
effective.
Australian guy.
Yeah.
That has that water body.
And Gastelum is on the card too.
Yes, and Joey Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Joe Pfeiffer, the guy that came from Dana White's contender series. That guy that packs terrible power. And guess who? Chiwiwis is on the card. Rosa Jr. What's this guy's name? Moicano. Moicano calls him the most ugliest human being he's ever seen.
No, he's not. So what would you call Moreno? Romero?
Romero. Yeah. And talking about Romero, do you know he won yesterday? He fought dirty boxing. You know he's in a promotion called dirty boxing. He won via knockout again. a 48 years old Romero. He's still, the guy is still packing.
Hopefully they don't knock him out one day and he doesn't stand up.
And this week there is so much fight in other promotion. One is fighting. There one championship. There is fight in one championship today. Rotang, our own favorite Rotang, is fighting. He's fighting Takeru Segewa.
Any lineup for PFL or anything about Ngannou?
LFA, no. Let me see if there is PFL this week. No, PFL. There's no PFL this week. It's LFA that is. They will be fighting on Friday, and then one championship today. Then next week is Brandon Moreno, Steve Herzog. I know Steve Herzog fought Pantoja for the title recently, and he lost.
That's the only that's Moreno's way up. You understand?
And he won. He's on a 2 lose fight skid. He lost against Kai Kara France also.
So what about Kai Kara? Where is he? What's
I think it's Kai Kara would have to be fighting for he'll be fighting Pantoja, isn't he?
For title shots.
Yes. The last fight was 2024.
Pantoja is still the champion of that division.
Yeah, Pantoja
he has tried though. He has tried. I mean, this is the third year or second.
Yeah, this is like his 5th defense
in 3 years.
In 3 years, Pantoja, without people knowing, Pantoja is one of the top flyweights.
But the fights I enjoyed most was his rematch with Moreno.
Brandon Moreno, yeah.
That was highly technical fight. They were just locking each other in different submissions and escaping. I really enjoyed the fight.
He tried. This like 1, 2, 3, 4. Fair. It's 50 defense. Why?
I mean, if you can do one more, if you can make it 6 defenses, I mean, it should be one of the top in the division.
He'll be the GOAT of the division. And we've come to the end of our show for today.
Yet another great show.
Thank you for liking. Thank you for watching. We thank you for your comments. Please keep supporting us by liking and sharing and commenting. And guys, it's a wrap up.
All right now.
Welcome to the Casual Experience.